guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the brand new Nike Free Hypervenom 2 FC sneakers. Now inside the box, all you get are the shoes themselves. They do not come with any extras. So let me get these guys out of the box really quickly, and we'll take a closer look at what obviously is not a pair of soccer shoes, but is instead the casual wear sneaker variation of the new Hypervenom 2. Now Nike did give us a sneaker variation of the original Hypervenom as well. I made a video on those if you want to check that out. I'll leave an annotation on screen, but this is their latest Hypervenom sneaker that a lot of you guys requested to see on the channel. Here they are, really cool looking shoe. We're gonna go over all of the details in this video, so if you are interested in learning more about these guys, please stick around, watch the entire review. If you're interested in a pair of these for yourself, they are currently available in 4 different colorways. I'll leave a link in the description to the review page on my website, where you'll find buy it now links for all of those colorway variations. The retail price is $130 for those that are wondering. So again, if you're interested in a pair, first link down below, go ahead and check it out. And with that being said, let's get right into the review. The first question that I know a lot of you guys will ask about this shoe is, can I use them as soccer shoes? And the answer to that question is yes, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. I wouldn't buy them as dedicated soccer shoes, I guess is the best way to put it. It does have the old Nike Free 3.0 outsole, not the current one with the hexagon cutouts, but as you'd expect from a pair of Nike Frees, they're very low profile, minimal cushioning given that this is the 3.0 version, and of course they're very flexible. With that said, with all Nike Free running outsoles, as you guys can see, there's very minimal amounts of rubber. It's mostly Phyllite foam with a little bit of rubber at the tip of the heel and a little bit of rubber at the tip of the toe. So in terms of traction, you're really not going to get much of it if you plan on making any quick cuts or changes of direction. In regards to the upper, it does have what appears to be the same Nike Skin mesh base that you saw on the original Hypervenom Phantom 1, but obviously with not much covering it. You do have some covering with the Nike swoosh and where the flywire is positioned in the midfoot, but for the most part, it's mostly exposed mesh, which is going to provide a decent touch, even though there is a second layer of mesh underneath, so it's not as thin as what you're going to find from the original Hypervenom Phantom. But you're also going to find that because of this completely exposed layer of mesh material, it will snag and not be the most durable thing in the world in terms of kicking the ball, especially if you're on a street soccer type of environment where the ball is going to be a little bit rough and a little bit scraped up. So that's going to cause some damage to your shoes, at least in the exposed mesh areas. It does have the flywire cables on the lateral and medial side, which feel really good when you do pull the laces tight. But again, it's a mid-cut sneaker. It's not really like the mid-cut Hypervenom Phantom 2. So a lot of extra bulk around your ankle that you wouldn't necessarily want in a soccer shoe. And there actually isn't any structure in the heel either. It's just completely made from mesh. So in terms of stability and as well as traction and durability, I guess, with all of the exposed mesh, probably not the best option in the long run as a pair of soccer shoes. Could you kick a ball in these? Absolutely, you wouldn't have any issues at all. But like I said, would I buy these as dedicated soccer shoes? The answer to that question is quite simply no, I would not. In terms of styling, I actually really like the look of this new Hypervenom 2 sneaker, a lot more than the original Hypervenom sneaker, at least in my opinion. Now it does share elements from the Phantom 2 as well as the original Phantom. Obviously, in comparison to the original, which is what I have right here, it does share the same kind of honeycomb mesh base that you see across the entire upper with this shoe. That's just the external layer. The internal layer, which you can kind of see here on the tongue, is more of a padded mesh material that's kind of an internal boot on the inside of the shoe. So it's kind of one piece internally, and then you have this extra layer on top that is the part that you actually see. So you don't necessarily have to tie the laces tight in order for the shoes to fit snug on your feet, which is actually really, really nice. And they're comfortable shoes overall, which is important for any casual wear sneaker. Other than that, all the other elements you're going to find on this shoe are taken from the Hypervenom Phantom 2, which is what I have right here. Obviously, it doesn't have a dynamic fit collar, but it is a mid-cut design. It does have the little pull tab at the top here on both the front and back, which I think is really cool. Now this is the Nike FC variation, so you can see it says Nike FC on the back, as well as on one of the insoles. That's really the only difference between the Nike FC variation and the standard variation. There's no price difference between the two. They're simply different colorways. One says Nike FC, the other does not. So if you were wondering what the difference was, that is it. In regards to other elements taken, of course, from the Phantom 2, you do have the flywire on the lateral and medial side of the shoe covered in Nike Skin. Obviously not exactly the same pattern. It's a little tighter as opposed to being more spread out. out like it is on the Phantom 2, but the same basic design element is there. You do, of course, have the Hypervenom Nike swoosh, which is obviously the same on both the 1 and 2 if you're talking about the Phantom, and you see it here on the sneaker as well. This is pretty much a black and white colorway, but the Nike swoosh on the sneaker is actually reflective 3M material, which is kind of cool. The laces are off-centered like you would find on both of these Hypervenom models, which is kind of neat. And then, of course, you have the outsole, which does have that same kind of crackle pattern that you find on the Phantom 2 as well. It's printed on the white outsole in black, which looks really, really cool. And I just think that this is the best colorway of the 4 that we've seen so far of the Hypervenom sneaker, but of course everybody has their opinions on what they like the look of. I just thought that this particular colorway was really, really nice, which is why I picked them up. So that's pretty much it in terms of how these things look. Let me know your thoughts on them down below in the comment section. Do you like how these look? Why or why not? And with that being said, let's move on to the on-feet portion of the video so we can get a better idea as to how these shoes fit, look, and of course what the sizing is like. All right, so here is a look at the Nike Free Hypervenom 2s on feet. On my left foot, I have the stock black laces that come with the shoes. And on my right foot, I have a pair of wide black reflective SR4U replacement laces. If you're interested in a pair of replacement laces for yourself, be sure to check out the website www.sr4ulaces.com. That link will be down below in the description of this video. I know SR4U laces are specifically designed for soccer shoes, but they will fit in most sneakers as well, like I've done right here. So in terms of how these things fit and feel on feet, they're very comfortable. Really no complaints whatsoever. It does have the Nike Free 3.0 bottom, which is obviously taken from a pair of running shoes, so they feel kind of like running shoes under your feet, although they don't have that same kind of snug, kind of performance-oriented fit you would expect from a pair of running shoes. So again, you could run in them technically, but I wouldn't buy them as dedicated running shoes. With that said, for casual wear, perfectly comfortable, very flexible, not a ton of underfoot cushioning, but definitely more than you would need for, like I said, comfortable casual wear. As far as the fit of the shoe is concerned, it's got a nice flexible open mesh upper, so keeps your feet nice and cool, very, very comfortable to wear in kind of a summer type of environment. Obviously, if it's wet or cold, because of this open mesh design, probably not the best choice of footwear. But like I said, for kind of warmer weather, shouldn't have any issues at all. It's got that mid-cut design. I like the cut that it kind of is across your ankle with a slight curve to it, as opposed to being perfectly straight like we saw on the first Hypervenom sneakers. And as far as width is concerned, they're going to be suitable for just about everybody. They got some really good width to them. Definitely not overly snug by any means, especially if you leave the laces kind of untied like I've done here on my right shoe, which is probably how I would end up wearing these in the long run. As far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing a size 10 US, which is kind of the norm for me with Nike Free shoes. I find they run about a half size small. In most sneakers, I wear a 9.5. I bumped it up to a 10 here, and the fit is pretty much perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair of these for yourself, stick with the same size you would normally go with in a pair of Nike Frees, or just go a half size up to be completely safe if you don't have the option of trying these on prior to purchasing them. All right, guys, that is it for my review of the Nike Free Hypervenom 2s. Again, if you are interested in a pair of these for yourself, be sure to check out the review page on my website. That'll be the very first link down below in the description of this video. On that page, you will find high quality images of this exact pair that'll give you a better idea as to how they actually do look in person, as well as buy it now links where you'll be able to pick up this shoe in all the currently available colorways. So again, if you're interested in a pair, first link down below, go ahead and check it out. If you have any questions at all regarding the Nike Free Hypervenom 2, leave them down below in the comments and I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. All my social media information is down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, thanks for watching.